Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's coverage of AFL football, where tonight we'll be featuring the Houston Texans against the Chicago Bears. The Bears are coming off a 28-22 win last week against the Rams. Texans are coming off a 50-44 loss against the Titans. The player to watch for the Houston Texans tonight will be the Lord Pred, as he finished last week with 421 passing yards and 6 touchdowns. On the other side for the Bears, one reason will be the player to watch, as he finished last week with 4 sacks at the defensive end position. It's time for AFL football prime time, and we should have a good one tonight. Texans are looking for their first win here. Let me get the ball cam here. Set to kick it off for the Texans is Viveos. Back deep for the Bears is Eastbrook. Scoops it up at the 1. Trying to reverse field. Spins inside the 20. Working his way, looking for some blocks, and he fumbles the football, but it's picked up by the Bears at the 22-yard line, and that is, or the Texans, excuse me, and that is where the Texans will set up shop at their own 22. Substitutions currently being made. Texans are ready. Bears are ready. We're underway here in Chicago. We start with a screen pass to Noob. He dives forward for a gain of 6. 2nd and 4 coming up. Pred rolls out to his right. Good protection. Plenty of room to work with. Throws it short for Thick, and it's dropped. For the incompletion, 3rd and 4 coming up. Warder rolls out to his left now. Great protection again. Throws it across for Eastbrook, and it's caught. He's got the first down and then some at the 40, and that's where he'll be taken down. Tackled by Neighbor. And they'll mark it at the 39, actually. Pred rolls out to his right. Under a little bit of pressure now. Tries to avoid it, and he does. Dumps it off to Ron for a gain of about 3. Halo and Ron set up in the blocking scheme. Pred rolls out to his left. Got a little running room this time. Elects not to take it. Gonna throw it wide open is Pope at the 20. It's caught inside the 15. One man to beat inside the 10. Looking for a little wiggle room, and he's taken down at about the 5. Great find there by Pred. Throwing it across the field. Credit to Pope as well for splitting the free safety and the deep left. Excellent job there by the Texans offense. Pope was able to get the ball down to the 4, 1st and goal for Houston. Pred throws it, and it's intercepted by Viveos at the goal line. After what looked to be a promising drive, the Bears intercept it like right in front of the goal line, and they'll take over at their own 18-yard line with 3:21 left to go in the first. Viveios at quarterback, rolls out to his left, cuts it up. Might run it here, and he does. At the 20, dives forward to the 21 for a gain of 3. Under pressure in his own end zone. He's going to have to get rid of it, and he does. He dumps it off to Sir Beast, who drives forward. He's got the first down, and he'll be brought down by Thick at the 34-yard line. Move the chains for the Bears. Excellent protection here. And he'll run it this time for a gain of 5, I believe. Yes. 2nd and 5 coming up. Goes out to his right, under pressure now, but it gets picked up by Sir Beast. Pressure's getting there, though. He's going to let it fly. That's a toss-up, and it's intercepted. 2 drives, 2 turnovers for both sides. Who's that on the interception? That was it Batman? See her on the replay. Viveios just kind of lobs it up, and I think it was Batman with the interception. They start at their own 14. Pred protected well. In his own corner of his own end zone. He's going to let it fly for Jones. It's intercepted again. This time Slaymont. And on 4 offensive plays for both sides, it's 3 interceptions. Ugly start for both sides here. The pressure got to Pred this time in his own end zone. I think that was just a toss-up. Jones did have the burn, though. It was just underthrown. And just like that, the Bears take back over again on offense at their own 43. Good protection. Got Slaymon up the sideline. And he's going to let it fly. Another toss-up, and this time it's caught by Slaymont inside the 20. And just like that, the Bears are now in plus territory. There was another toss-up as the pressure was starting to pick up. And the ball will be marked to the 16-yard line. Bears are in the red zone. Viveios cuts it up. Looking to the end zone. It's caught by Chewy. Touchdown Chicago. And they draw first blood. Excellent throw there. Under pressure by Viveios. Fits it over the corner there. The first connection between Viveios and Chewy was a 16-yard touchdown with 1:28 left to go in the first. They will go for 2 here to try to make it an 8-point lead. Rolls out to his right. Texans send 2 on the rush. It's leaking through. Halo and Pope both getting through. He's got to throw it up to the end zone. Caught by Stinky Toe, and the 2-point conversion is good. 8-0 is your score in favor of Chicago with 1:28 left to go in the first. And Viveios sets to kick it off for the Bears again. Back deep for the Texans is Eastbrook. Kick to the right this time. Scooped up in the end zone. He will bring it out. East looking for some blocks. Dives forward to the 30. And he'll be marked to the 29-yard line. That's where the Bears will start. Or the Texans start their 3rd drive, I believe. And it's a screen to Jones, and he doesn't gain much. Brought down by Viveios. Halo lined up to his left, Ron to his right. Pred rolls out to his left. Amazing protection here. They'll throw it up the sideline for Noob. He's hitting the sideline. He'll be taken down at the 25, just about. Huge gain there for the Texans. In the replay here, Noob was wide open at the 45 and was able to use his legs and a big block from Jones to get it down to the 26. Clock rolling, under a minute now left in the first quarter. Pred to his right, under pressure now. Gonna have to get rid of it, and he does. And Noob Record jumps over it for the drop. Bears send 3 on the rush. 1 peels off with the blocker. Noob's gonna let it, or Pred's gonna let it fly to the end zone, caught by Batman. And the Texans answer with a 26-yard touchdown with 21 seconds left to go in the first. Pred rolled out to his right here, had excellent protection once again. And was able to float the pass in right into the lap, over the corners, right into the lap of Batmobile for the touchdown. They'll go for 2 here. Try to tie it up. Pred rolls out to his right. Good protection. He'll float it for Thicker, and it's caught, and we are tied. All knotted up at 8 here in Chicago with 21 seconds left to go in the first. Thick kicks it. It's a short kick. Lands at the 5. It was scooped up by Creepy, who is the lone scorer for the Bears so far. Returns it down to the 30. And I believe he'll be marked short at about the 28. And that's where the Bears will start off again here on offense. Viveos rolls out to his right. Pred leaking through in his face. Good protection downfield as well by the Texans. He's in his own end zone. And he throws it away, but is that a ground? I'm not sure what the grounding rules are in this league. Our official for tonight is Reese, and the call is no on the grounding. So it'll just count, as an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 coming up. Start of the second quarter here. Bears have the ball at their own 28. And Pred gets the sack on Viveos. His first of the game. 3rd and long coming up. Pred did a good job leaking through there. And he does so again, getting by 2 blockers. It's picked up by Sir Beast, however. Viveos in his own end zone. And he's going to let it fly. And that is over the heads of everyone. That might have been a throwaway, but it's hard to tell. The pressure was right in his face in the corner of his own end zone. 4th and long here. First down or bust here for the Bears. The pressure's getting heavy now in his own end zone. He's going to have to throw it up, and he does for Slaymont. And was it dropped? It was just dropped by everyone. So the Texans will take over at the Chicago 16. Prime field position here. Pred will throw across for Noob. Makes the man miss. He dives. Touchdown, Houston. On the first play, after the turnover on downs, the Texans score again. And they take the lead with 4:07 left to go here in the half. Corner just dove there. Probably going for the interception, which from my perspective, Didn't, in the replay's perspective, it didn't look like he had a chance of getting. Texans going for 2 here. Looking for Thicker in the end zone, and it's good. 16-8 in favor of the Texans now, with 4:07 left to go in the half. Thicker set to kick it. Back deep for the Bears again is Chewy. He scoops it up in the back of the end zone. He'll kneel it for the touchback. Bears looking to answer here. Pressure was getting through there on that last drive, and they seem to be picking it up now. Halo's getting through there, though, and is on end zone again. Leveo's going to take a shot for Slaymont. Dangerous throw, but it's caught by Slaymont at the 32-yard line. That's the second toss-up caught by Slaymont here. And for this game, at least so far, he's been Chicago's Mr. Reliable at the wide receiver position. Leveos was under pressure in his own end zone again. And just had to lob it up. And Slaymont comes down with it. Leveos has got the edge here. And he will run inside the 30, dives forward to the 27, gain of 6. Leveos got a little bit of room to work with here. One blocker against 2. They floated across, and that's creepy with the reel. And he makes the man miss inside the 15, inside the 10, still going, and down to the 5. It'll be marked at the 6, and that's where they will start 1st and goal here. Clock rolling here. Got 3 minutes left to go in the half. Leveos under pressure as Noob leaks through. Gets picked up by Sir Beast. And he is sacked by, I believe, I think we'll credit that to Pred, I believe. I'm not sure, as he had 3 defensive ends in his face. Leveos under pressure again. No one picked up Pope. And it looks like he'll try to run. No, he'll throw it to the end zone, but the wide receiver was not expecting it. 3rd and goal coming up at the 13. Leveos. One reason peels off from the blocking position. Pope getting the pressure to Leveos. He's going to have to get rid of it here. He's going to let it fly. Toss up in the middle. And it sails out of the back of the end zone. 4th and goal here. This is big for this Texan defense. Can they manufacture another stop here, this time being in the red zone? So 3 blockers are set up for Leveos here. Killer to his left, Beast to his front, and Reason to his right. He's going to just fade it to the end zone. It's caught by Slaymont, but he is short from the goal line. They might challenge that. And the official call here is a game call, and they will do the it's called screen to Pope for the 1st down. The Bears are not happy about that call by Reese. Nonetheless, it will stand. Too close for the official to call. Pret throws across for East. What a throw and what a catch. Past midfield down to the 40. 2 men on his tail. He spins at the 35. Looking for some blocks here. Reversing fields inside the 30. And he'll be taken down at the 31, I believe. Excellent throw by Pred across the field. Fitting it just over the reach of Majestic Falls, right into the hands of Eastbrook for a huge gain, and they are now in plus territory. At the 32-yard line is where it'll be marked. Bears send 3 on the rush. It gets picked up pretty well. Good protection. Pred looking over the middle for Jones, and it's caught. 1st down, and he'll spin at the 20-yard line and be marked at the 19. Move the chains for Houston. Pred to his left. Excellent protection again. He's been protected well all game so far. Pred. Float across two wide open receivers. It's caught by Ron. And he'll be tackled just short of the first down, I believe. It'll be 2nd and 1 at the 10-yard line. So we approach the 1-minute warning here. 59 seconds left to go in the first half. Pred to his left again. No pressure to speak of for the moment. He's got South in the corner of the end zone. And that is Pope's first touchdown of the night, his 3rd reception, and his first in the end zone. Looking at the replay here, it appeared that he leaked through the middle and was able to hit the corner as he was wide open. And Pred was able to find him. Texans will go for 2 again. Pred under pressure here. It's picked up. He throws for the corner again. This time it's Noobs. And the 2-point conversion is good. 24-8 is your score in favor of Houston with 42 seconds left to go in the first half. Set to kick it for the Texans is Thicker. Back deep is Chewy again. He'll pick it up at the goal line and take it out of the end zone. Approaching the 20 now, looking for some blocks. And he's taken down at the 28-yard line. This drive right here could determine the outcome of the rest of the game. The Bears can score here. That's huge. And it's intercepted by Pred. Good read there by the Lord Pred. The SWAT interception here. I believe Viveas was going deep for another Slaymont toss-up. Pred smothered him, and now the Texans have a chance to put another touchdown on the board. In prime field territory here. And Jones wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. It's getting ugly here, folks. 17 seconds left. And the Texans extend their lead to 22 points. They have scored 30 unanswered. "17 seconds left here. Texans will go for 2. Halo lined up to his right. Ron set up at the tight end position as well. He'll roll to his right. Does Pred. He's got Thicker, and he throws it, and it's caught. And the 2-point conversion is good. Chicago scored the opening touchdown to make it 8-0 at like halfway through the first quarter. And the Texans have gone on an absolute tangent of scoring here. 32 unanswered points. Viveas rolls out to his left here. He's looking for a toss-up at this point. Under heavy pressure again from Pred and Halo. Tries to step up, and he's sacked by Halo at the 10. And that is how the first half will come to an end. All Houston here at the end of the first half. It has been all Houston this half. Unbelievable. I could see in the chat, people were starting to get a little worried when Chicago forced 2 turnovers and scored that first touchdown, but Houston has not looked back since that opening touchdown by the Bears. I mean, Viveos has been getting pressured all game. All game. It wasn't getting there in their first few drives, but Pred, Halo, I mean, they have just been an absolute force there at the defensive end position. Pope has been getting his pressure up there as well. Bears in the 3-blocker set. And the Texans send 3. See, again, Pope and Halo both leaking through. Under pressure is Viveos. And this time he's sacked by Pope at the 18-yard line. A loss of 24. The pressure has been there all game for this Houston Texans front. Viveos under pressure again, and he's going to let it fly. And that's just a throwaway. They got to look for some quick pass option here if possible, but I don't think that's in Viveos' arsenal at the moment. Rolls out to his right here in his own end zone again. Pope getting through. Let it fly. Slaymont's open, but it's short. And it's caught by Slaymont at the 35. And he's still going, but he'll be brought down by Batmobile. In plus territory now. When in doubt, just lob it up to Slaymont. That's been Viveos' only successful offensive play so far, is just tossing it up to Slaymont. Slaymont's been coming down with him. It's his 3rd catch of the day. That's got to put him at over, or almost like about 150, I would guess, because they were all long toss-ups. Viveos to the corner for Neighbor, and it's over his head. Three blockers set. Viveos rolls out to his left. Pred leaks through again. You know, throw it over the middle, and it is incomplete. Dropped by the receiver there as he looked open. And it was almost picked off by the free safety, Eastbrook. 3rd and 10 coming up. Under pressure again. Halo's leaking through, and Halo gets the sack. All the way back at the 46. Boy. Ever since that opening touchdown by the Bears, Houston's defense has been lights out. That's got to be like their 6th or 7th sack today. We're not even halfway through the 3rd quarter here. Barely into the 2nd half. Viveos under pressure again. He's going to let it fly for Stinky Toe. And it's picked off by Noob in the end zone. And Houston forces another turnover. I mean, Viveos can't really do anything with all that pressure. He really can't. I mean, those blockers, they can't contain Pred. They can't contain Halo. They can't contain Pope. I mean, the pressure's just been there all night. And the Bears don't have an answer for it. Pred rolls out to his right. Throws it across the field for Jones. He makes a catch, but is hit instantly, so it's only a gain of 2. Pred. Great protection here. Pressure starting to build up, though. Pred throws across the field to Jones again, wide open, and he's got the first down. Clock rolling here. Pred rolls out to his left. The blocking has been excellent for the Texans here. Pred's got plenty of room to work with. And Pred's going to let it fly, and that's way over the head of his receiver. The intended receiver there was Noob's Wrecker. 2nd and 10. Pred throws across again for Bat, and he's got the first down as he approaches midfield. He'll be brought down by Stinky Toe at the 49-yard line. Pred got thicker downfield. Will he try it? No, not for the moment. He will throw it. That is a toss-up for Thicker. Thicker goes up, and it's intercepted by Chewy. thicker went up there. I guess he misread the ball, thought it was lower than it actually was. The ball carried and fell right into the hands of Creepy Chewy, who has the Bears' lone touchdown of the day. And the ball was intercepted at the 1, so that is where the Bears will start. And this is like the worst territory for Viveios. He's not getting any protection anyway, but now he's literally taking the snap from his own end zone. They got to do a quick pass here or try to run it or something, because he's not going to have any time here. Pope leaking through. Actually, he does have time now. And he's going to float over the middle for Killer, I believe, was the intended receiver, but it sails over the head of everyone. The Texans send 4 on the blitz. 1 peels off. Veas is going to throw it for Chewy. It's just over his head. Chewy, give credit to him for getting open there. But he could not haul it in as the pass was pretty high. Pope leaks through under pressure. It's narrowly picked up by Sir Beast. And Viveios throws it over the head of everyone again. So it's 4th and 10 from inside their own end zone. See what the... And they will go for it here. Not much left to lose at this point. 1:18 left to go in the third. Texans lead by 24. Viveios rolls out to his right. Good protection this time. He's going to throw it across the field for Slaymont. What a catch by Slaymont. Literally just throw it up to him. He'll come down with it. And he's still on his feet and finally brought down by Ron at about the 43-yard line. Of all the places they could get a 4th and 10 conversion at their own 1-yard line, the Bears are able to convert here. Viveios rolls out to his left here. Good protection this time. Halo's leaking through, however, and here comes Pred, and he's going to throw it up. This time for Chewy, and it's intercepted by Jones, and he will not take it out of the end zone, so it'll be a touchback. Viveios has not had the best day at quarterback at all. And that was a dangerous pass, but it's caught by Eastbrook at the 40. Still on his feet, and he'll be brought down at the 44. Under 20 seconds left to go in the ball game. Pred under pressure now. Jones over the middle, wide open again. Caught looking for the first down, running backwards here, and he actually loses a couple yards there. So it'll be a gain of 5. It's complete opposite spectrums for both offenses. Pred has had all the time in the world to make his passes. And that's a drop there. And Viveios has had virtually 0 time as he's been getting pressured all game. Like, his blockers have no answer for that Houston front defensive line there. And Pred throws it caught by Bat. He's got the first down, still on his feet. And Hurdle Slaymont gets some big blocks, and he's hitting the sideline. And he's got a convoy of blockers behind him. And I don't think anyone's going to touch him, and Bat scores. A 49-yard touchdown. Actually, it's a 51 because it's from the other 49. A 51-yard touchdown on a simple out route by Bat. Incredible blocking here from the Texans, giving Bat plenty of running room. All he had to do was take it and run to the end zone. And that is the first touchdown of the half, I believe. Oh, no, it was the second because it was 24-8 at half. Right? I don't remember. Actually, no, it was 32-8. That was the first touchdown of the half. Texans will go for 2 here. Floater for the corner, caught by Noobs, and he's in bounds, and the 2-point conversion is good. Ratio. Chewy scoops it up at about the 6-yard line. He's got a lot of running room here and plenty of blockers in front of him. Cuts it back inside the 40. A pass midfield now to the 45. Still going in an excellent return here to the Texan 39-yard line. Veas gonna let it fly, and it's intercepted by Pope. And not really the best read. And he had good protection this time. At least at the start. I guess Halo leaked through. No, actually, he didn't really get pressured that much. That was just a bad read. Nonetheless, the Texans will take over. Looking for some stat padding at this point. Fred's going to let it fly for Bat. What a throw up the sideline. And Bat on his feet again, working his way inside the 40, and he'll be taken down to the 38. Under 4 minutes left to go now. Fred to his left. Looking across the field. Dangerous pass, and it's caught by Thicker. Working his way inside the 20. Got a couple blockers. He's still going. He's brought down by Majestic Falls at the 10-yard line. And it's 1st and goal now. Fred under pressure now. And he throws across for Pope, who makes the catch. He's looking for the end zone here. Gets a big block by Jones, and he'll be brought down at the 4. Fred to his left now. Great blocking, but one reason leaks through. He hits run in the out route, and he'll dive into the end zone for another Houston Texans touchdown. An absolutely one-sided game, to say the least. Texans score again with 3 minutes left to go in the ball game. Bears started with an 8-0 lead and have given up 46 unanswered points. And make that 48. Ron with the reception again. Texans lead 48-8 with 3 minutes left to go in the ball game. You could tell the Texans came into today's game with a chip on their shoulder after only a 6-point loss in a very high-scoring game against the Titans last week. And they wanted to prove they could win a ball game here, and they've done that and then some. This will give them a huge confidence boost going into the latter part of the season. As for the Bears, they just got a lot of work to do, especially in the blocking scheme that they have set up. And the Bears is going to let it fly. Toss up. And it's just out of the reach of everyone. Veas, good protection this time. Looks like the Texans have laid off in the rushing attack, and it's caught by Stinky Toe. He'll be brought down to midfield. This garbage time stat padding is going on by both sides now, I guess. And Pred rushes again. Viveos is going to let it fly. Another toss-up, and it's intercepted by Jones again. Another interception for Viveos. That was his 6th interception thrown today. He is 10 for 28, 264 yards with 1 touchdown and 6 interceptions. A lot of that has to do with him not having any time in the pocket, but still not the best day. Caught by Thicker for a gain of 5. Under 2 minutes left to go in the game now. Pred throws it across to an open Eastbrook, and it's caught it at the 40. Looking for some blocks here. Reversing Fields. And he'll be brought down by Killer at the 40. Marked short at the 39, actually. 1st and 10. Texans looking for another nail to hammer into the coffin of the Chicago Bears here today. And Pred's going to let it fly. Open his bat. Good throw and a good catch. They're now in plus territory. Pred to his right. Excellent protection. Been there all game. He'll throw it across for Jones this time. And that couldn't tell. It might have been out of his reach, but it kind of looked catchable. Pred to his left now. Got Thicker. He's going to throw it short to Jones, and he'll pick up the 1st down. Inside the 15 spins. Taken down just short of the 10 at the 11-yard line. Pred rolls out to his right. Throws it into the end zone, and it's out of the reach of his receivers. Like Noobs and another receiver there in the back. Who are both open. Pred throws it wide open. Was the receiver, but it's just out of his reach. 44 pass attempts by Pred today. 34 completions. Under pressure now. He's going to let it fly for Ron, who makes the catch inside the 10. Spins forward. But marks short of the 1st down marker. 4th and 2. Pred looking across the middle for Pope. And that is another Houston Texans touchdown. And that is like the 6th dagger stabbed into the heart of the Chicago Bears today. 54-8. 9 seconds left. We'll go for 2 here again. Ron at quarterback now. And he'll just fade it for Eastbrook. And he makes the catch. Oh, goodness gracious. And with 9 seconds left to go, the Texans lead 56-8. And for those of you who are just joining and don't know, the Bears scored the game's opening touchdown, and so it was 8-0, and they have given up 56 unanswered points. I mean, after that first touchdown, the Texans defense has been absolutely lights out. Got a big return here by the Bears. Oh, okay. Well, that's it. Your final from Chicago. The Texans 56, Chicago 8. Thank y'all for tuning in, and have a good night.